Hey everyone, welcome to That's What He Said. My name is Sed Hansen, and if you're into car reviews at all, my format will be undoubtedly pretty familiar. Doug DeMiro is one of my go-to car reviewers. I watch basically all of his videos. I've been watching him since pretty much he started doing it for whatever it's been, about 12 years nearly. Um, and like Doug, I'm interested in all things automotive. There's tons of cars out there. It's neat to check them all out, see what makes them unique and special. And every car isn't necessarily good, i.e., the Trabants and Ladas of the world, but they are unique. They have their own personality, their own character, for better or worse. And it's just neat to get to check all that stuff out. And I've been interested in cars my entire life. Ever since I was a little kid, we would go. I'd go with my mom to Walmart or wherever we go shopping, and I'd get a new Hot Wheels or throw some into the cart that she didn't realize I did, and usually she would begrudgingly buy them for me, which was very lucky on my part. But I'd get home, I'd take the car, of course, rip it open. I had no perceived notion of collecting, so every car got open, and I would just take the car and I would switch it from side to side and look at the top, look at the bottom, and just take all the detail in, just memorize everything I can about it, basically. And then as that progressed, eventually it was on the trips to town, I would start identifying cars as they went past us on the road. Initially it was just oh, that's a Honda, oh, that's a Ford, but then it started added in. I added in the model as well. Oh, there went a Ford Pinto, and then eventually start honing in on the year or two. And so at this point, I am the proud owner of a pretty useless skill, which is being able to identify almost any car I see, and get the year pretty close within, plus or minus 3 years or so. And I think, what I'm trying to do with this channel, reviewing cars and checking stuff out, really is kind of the further evolution of all of that. And if I ever see a car and I'm like, what is that? I don't recognize that. I'll research it extensively. I'll try to figure out what that is, learn more about it, because they're just all interesting. Basic cars are interesting. They all have their own thing, and so my hopes with this channel, I'm not planning on trying to be the next big reviewer like Doug DeMiro. That would be nice, but I'm mostly just interested in checking out the cars and bringing that information to people. As far as new cars, right? People are shopping all the time for new cars, and so it's nice to be able to give my own take on it, my opinion, and check out how everything functions. And while it would be nice to be able to check out legendary cars like the Ferrari F40 or Doug, Porsche Carrera GT, or Lamborghini Diablo or something like those lines, I'm also interested in checking out the new cars. I'm also interested in checking out older stuff too. It'd be cool to do a review on a 67 GTO. That's a dream car of mine. But also I don't know how many people have heard of it, but a Zaz Zaprazets, or however you pronounce it. It's a little Russian car, and they used it had a hole in the floorboard so you could ice fish from your car, or the AutoZam AZ1, stuff like that. The other thing with this channel that I guess we'll see how popular it is. Of course, obviously the point is to try to get a lot of views, to make some money, right? But also, if I'm doing videos that people aren't interested in, then obviously I'll kind of back off of that and focus my attention more to the more interesting general interest stuff. But I want to also review tastefully modified cars. I know there's a lot of people out there that are only reviewing cars that are in basically a stock pristine condition, and that's obviously cool to see how they, if it's an older car, how they originally came out of the factory. But at the same rate, it's always cool to check out people's own tastes, how they change the car to be their car. And so whether it's like a 64 Impala that's turned into a lowrider, or somebody has a Nissan Silvia that they've converted to a drift car, or an Impreza that they went all rally spec with the fog lights and everything. I just want to check out everything, and hopefully that's all interesting to the audience, and I can capture a broad audience from younger viewers that might be into more of the tuner stuff, and then older viewers who are going to be into vintage stuff, Duesenbergs and Packards and whatnot. It would be really cool to be able to check those out. Starting out, my videos are going to be kind of limited. I'm still trying to grow my network and get a hold of dealerships and just people in general, and try to start making those connections and getting the ability to get a hold of different vehicles and review them. And so as I grow, I hope to produce more content, pretty regularly, and who knows, maybe it can turn into a full-time thing, which would be really awesome, because it's something I love doing. But like I said, I just want to check everything out. That's it. I just want to see all the cars. I want to drive all the cars. This is more of just a hobby in a way. If it turned into basically a job, a career, cool. But yeah, anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I apologize about the ums. I'm still new to this. Still a little bit nervous on camera. Hopefully that will be ironed out as I go forward. But, thank you for anyone that ends up watching my reviews. I hope you find them informative and interesting. And of course, if you do, please make sure to like and subscribe to help me make this even bigger, and be able to do more, get access to more, check out more. But yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.